Hey guys, and welcome back to another round of War Robots with Pendous. So for me, it is Wednesday morning, shortly after that today's video, Wednesday the 24th video went live. A commenter, Jesse Lukes, asked if I could do a video on the Natasha with Tridents and Pins. So I threw the Tridents that I had on it. My Tridents are only level 6 and 7. The CRV pins that I have on it are 10 and 9. Those are the ones that I usually use when I set up a Russian Death Button Rhino or Griffin. Actually, see this guy set up in front of me with the Hydra and Spirals? So I was doing the math on it yesterday since the 1.9.0 update dropped, and the Spirals and Hydras do very similar damage to what a Russian Death Button would do, damage per second anyways. If they were maxed out, I think it was like it was about 2300 damage per second is what the Hydras and Spirals end up coming out to. And then it was, I think, about 28 or 2900 damage per second with the Russian Death Button, so not a huge difference. But you also have the benefit of greater range as well as being able to fire from behind cover. So you see him behind me over there, he's able to fire without taking any damage, unless someone else with Spirals or Hydras comes up. He's pretty much set. So I'm thinking about showcasing that one in the future. I know a lot of people are anti-Hydra and stuff like that, and that's understandable. Until this past update, they were still useless, even after their last buff, in my opinion. But I think they can serve a really important purpose, especially in high gold play, because you end up with a couple of support bots. Usually in those rounds, I think they can serve as a really good anti-support bot. So taking out like Furies and stuff like that, because if you think about it, if the Spirals and the Hydras are maxed out, you're doing about around 30, I think it's like 36,000 damage every time you shoot. So taking out, it would take 5 shots to take one out, but you could do so from behind cover and really support your team that way. And you might even be able to force him out of his bot. So anyways, I'll stop talking about that and focus on what I'm doing. Anyway, so you see that I'm dropping back and making sure I'm moving around. Don't just stand still in one spot. I've seen it less, especially like since I've been playing in low to high gold. But a lot of times, I'll find people in bots like this just standing in one spot, and never do that. Make sure you keep your feet moving. Make sure. Oh, I think I might be able to line up a double. Yep, I think I got double damage right there. So that's something else to look out for when you have bots that are close together and you're ready to shoot. Make sure you fire into them, because you can double your damage by hitting 2 bots at the same time. And make sure you're leading bots. So you see my crosshairs, I'm keeping them like just in front of that little targeting box. Staying behind cover to avoid some of that splash damage here. But anyways, make sure you're leading by putting those crosshairs right at the front of that targeting box, so that you're getting you're maximizing the amount of damage you do, because that splash damage is actually exponential. So it does max damage to a certain point, but a little bit further out, it's not going to do the full potential of what the damage of the weapon could do. So, at least in my opinion, that's from my observations and in my testing and everything like that. Stuttering. Anyway, so you see this guy with Hydras and Spirals. He's still just dumping into him. One thing that's nice about that 600 meter range and being able to stay behind cover is you can constantly fire. You can constantly shoot. So over the course of, I think it was like 4 minutes, I think that I calculated out, I think you can do like 450,000 damage with a Hydra and Spirals. So you see him just constantly firing. He just got a kill with his Hydras, which before was kind of unheard of. So looks like we got another support, another Fury over here. And by another Fury, I mean I'm running what people are calling a poor man's Fury. So a Natasha with Tridents and Pins. So I actually kind of like being able to have the pins, because they reload and fire faster than the Tridents do. So I know on paper the Tridents say that they reload every 10 seconds, but that's not really true. It's actually more like 15 seconds that you're that your full cycle takes. So like firing and shooting and everything like that, it's like 15.7 seconds. I think is what I've calculated. So if you notice, like my pins come back and fire much faster. So you're able to keep the pressure on a little bit more. You do lose the range, but you gain that firing speed. This is a lot of fun when you get another support bot like this right here. We started a support group. Hi, I'm Stu. It's been 3 days since oh, sorry, man. You can do a spin move here. I'm just talking and being an idiot. It's been 3 days since I shot someone in the face with a rocket. Oh, sorry, Stu. That's really hard. Yeah. Well, okay. I know a great spot. Maybe we can go over here and see if we can shoot some people in the face. Okay. Okay. All right. You stand there, and I'll stand here, and we'll just shoot over there. Okay. All right. Oh, taken out by spirals. Never feels good. Anyways, a pretty solid run with the Natasha. Thanks for letting me talk at you guys. I just thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about support bots since we're in a support bot. So I'll hop in my Galahad here. It looks like fairly even match. I think we've been killing a lot of their mechs though, so I think we've been doing really well in that regard. And this was a Lancelot that I just saw go behind here, so I'm going to prioritize him and use my splash to help take him out. I think we'll be able to take this game because it looks like we are meching them out. And that Natasha, I bet that felt like I was constantly firing. That felt like maybe like 600,000 or 700,000 damage with just the Natasha. And it'll be pretty easy to calculate what we do with the Natasha after this is over, because I think we've about won this game. It's looking like it's pretty well in the bag. We have all of the beacons, so it should drain pretty quick. But this Galahad I calculated yesterday with the level of weapons that I have on it right now, and I will have shown that when I dropped him in. He does about just above 70,000 damage per full salvo. So, okay, so I got one full salvo into that Lancelot, and one full salvo into this guy, so we'll just subtract, like, we'll count for, like, missing and stuff like that. We'll say, like, 130,000 damage from whatever this is. So, thank you guys for checking out the video. There you go, awesome damage. Jesse, thanks for the suggestion. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I hope you guys have an amazing day.